Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of ToucanPlays. I've got some new information on Monster Jam Showdown that I just cannot wait to share with you. First off, I got a comment on my last Monster Jam Showdown video from Michelle Caletti. I'm sorry, I'm totally butchering your name, but he said all of the trailers, all of the footage, all of them are in game, no CGI anywhere. They just have some custom cameras at work, and that's how they get the crazy angles that they have. So I looked up who Michelle is, and he is actually the executive producer at Milestone. So like, he's the big boss guy. So he probably knows what he's talking about. I believe him. I'm sure that there is no CGI. And I really didn't think that there was any CGI. Like he said, they had some custom cameras. They moved everything to be in specific locations to make it look as good and as clean as they possibly could, as action filled as they possibly could. And that's fine. That's totally cool. So basically, I stand corrected. There's no CG in the trailers. It's all in-game footage, and that's awesome. And seriously, Michelle, the game is looking awesome. Cannot wait. I'm super excited. I know my audience is super excited for it too. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the comment. Speaking of the game looking phenomenal, there actually have been some new screenshots that have been released, along with a formal press statement that details some of the game's features and plans for release and shortly after. And you know that I'm going to dive into the screenshots pixel by pixel, because there are some juicy clues as to who will be included in the roster. But first, it has been confirmed that there will be a total of 66 official Monster Jam trucks featured in the game, with 40 being available at release and 26 available through different DLC packs, some of which are going to be free. That is insane. That's mind-blowing. We actually already have a hint as to what some of those DLC trucks are going to be, with a promo image of what I think is meant to be a pre-order bonus. So over here on the left, we have NEA Police, the blue chrome version, which, what? Like, huh? And the original Maximum Destruction. So yeah, sign me up. I'm ready to pre-order. Take my money, please. So this is labeled as the Law and Order pack. I guess with NEA Police being the law and Maximum Destruction being the order. I don't know. And then on the right, we have the Odd Couple with Big Kahuna, which I actually had some suspicions that Big Kahuna was going to be in the game, and suspicions confirmed. And then, of course, Backwards Bob, which is super exciting. I know Backwards Bob is a fan favorite, so I'm excited that that's being included. It's definitely an odd couple for sure. In the middle, it reads, order now and get. As far as I know, the game is not available for pre-order yet, so I'm assuming that this is just a mock-up. Hey guys, Editing Toucan here. I just wanted to leave a quick note. I actually was able to find an Amazon listing for pre-order on Amazon's website. I would be very, very hesitant to give any money to these guys, though. That does seem like it's a fake listing. The descriptions sound like they're written by AI, and I just haven't heard any official word as to a release date or anything like that, so I would hold off before putting any money. But the images you see on the screen right now is part of the image pack that's on that listing. It says pre-order now and get the Odd Couple, Backwards Bob and Big Kahuna. This does look official. It's probably leaked. It might have been a package that Amazon received at some point, like a graphics package, and some employee or somebody leaked it out. But it does look like this is the pre-order bonus, and probably the Law and Order bonus with Max D and NEA Police is probably going to be the first DLC. Whether that's paid or free, I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, again, don't buy anything on Amazon just yet. Wait until we get some more news from Milestone as for when the official release date is and when pre-orders actually begin. Okay, let's talk about this. 66 trucks. Steel Titans 2 had 54 trucks, and that actually includes the Inverse trucks, the Overcast trucks like Max D Black and El Toro Loco Yellow, trucks that you don't really consider to be new trucks. They actually include that in the 54 trucks. 66 trucks, man, that gives me high hopes that Avengers actually going to be in this game. In Showdown, I hope so. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. No word yet that Avengers is going to be in there. I sure hope so, though. Okay, so the press release actually stated that there will be more than 140 different paint outs to unlock and apply. So the term paint out, it kind of throws me off a little. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. I'm thinking that it means recolor variants. If it does, that's cool. That means that like Fire and Ice could be in there. That means that Overcast, Nitro Neon, any of those could be in there and then counted as a paint out. I hope that's what they're talking about. But in fact, we can see in one of the screenshots, we've got Sparkle Smash, which appears to have nitro-colored sidewalls on the tires, which, okay, let's talk about that for a second. Are we gonna be able to mix and match tire color schemes with chassis and body colors? Maybe. Can we have a Max D Fire with just like orange sidewalls instead of like big bright orange tires? I hope so, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe that's what they mean by paint outs, that you can unlock new chassis colors or new tire combinations, that kind of thing. If that's all it is and there's no actual like body recolors, reskins, I'll probably be a little bit disappointed with the 140 paint outs. But at the same time, I'm still grateful for some customization options, even if it just means that the chassis will be a little bit different and the tires might be a little bit different. I'm okay with that, but I would definitely prefer to have like straight up body recolors like Max D Black, El Toro Loco Black, those kinds of recolors counted in that 140 paint schemes. I think that would be kind of cool. Okay, so reading from the press release, aiming to create a faithful reproduction of Monster Jam live events, fans will compete in all 3 categories of venues, namely American football fields, baseball stadiums, and motor speedways, experiencing rectangular, diamond, and oval layouts. Okay, so what they're talking about here is the shape of the venue here. Nothing terribly exciting other than having a speedway as a venue. That's kind of new. I don't think they've done that in an official Monster Jam game. Of course, we've seen that in Beam, but nothing in Steel Titans or anything like that. Players will be able to drive their favorite Monster Jam trucks in 3 original environments, including Death Valley. That would be the desert map that we've already seen. Colorado, which we haven't seen any video of yet, but we do have a screenshot of. I'll show that later. And Alaska, that would be the frozen canyon that we saw in the trailer. Okay, so 3 environments, that's cool. And from what I've seen, those tracks on those 3 environments, they look like they're really well done. But I'll be a little bit disappointed if there's only those 3 outdoor tracks. Like if that's all there is, just 3 tracks that are outdoors, that might be a little disappointing. Hopefully what they can do is use these 3 environments creatively to make multiple race events that feel different, even though they're using the same environment, the same space. Speaking of outdoor races though, I want to take an opportunity real quick to address some of the complaints that I've read online. You might be feeling this way too, and you know what? I've had some of these same thoughts as well, but the biggest complaint that I've read is, well, this is just Steel Titans all over again. What's the difference, right? I don't want to jump over glaciers or jump through deserts. I just want a real Monster Jam experience. Well, so here's the thing. BeamNG is about as close to a Monster Truck simulator as you're ever gonna get. The big problem with Beam is that it's very clinical, I think is the word I'm looking for. It doesn't have a lot of atmosphere, and really, unless you're really good at imaginative play, like imagining that you're performing in front of a big group of people, it gets kind of stale. There's not really a whole lot of excitement in Beam. But if you're looking for that realism, that I'm driving a real truck, Beam is where it's at. The press release for Showdown says that it's specifically going to be an arcade style game. That means it's going to be easy to get into, easy to drive, and it's going to have lots of like quick bursts of action and speed and fun, but it's not going to be heavy on the simulation. Don't go into it expecting to have a BeamNG realistic, my truck's gonna break if I do something crazy kind of experience. It's not gonna be that, but it is gonna be fun. It is gonna be exciting, and it is gonna have good physics. It just won't be the simulation that you're gonna be looking for. I personally think that it's gonna be a good mix of arcade style racing while still staying true to the Monster Jam experience of doing like crazy tricks and flips and having those arena battles and things like that. Not arena battles, but you know what I mean. So speaking of battles though, let's talk multiplayer real quick. There are going to be 10 different game modes, including online multiplayer and offline split screen for all of you couch surfers out there. I imagine that there will be a career mode and a quick play mode, probably a new game plus or an expert difficulty. I don't expect anything super groundbreaking here with the game modes. I do hope that they ditch that whole big show mode that was in Steel Titans. Man, that was so obnoxious. I hate it. It just went on forever, too long. As for the events, they will have head-to-head racing. I'm really hoping to see some new and interesting track layouts for head-to-head races. I get so bored with doing donuts. And so many in Titans are just donut. But anyway, they're gonna of course have freestyle and what they're calling specially designed events. And really that could mean anything from setting the number of laps that you run on your course to the number of power-ups that you can collect. or the types of trucks that you race against. Who knows? So what about cross-platform? Well, nothing specific has been released, but again, Milestone developed Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Hot Wheels is completely cross-platform with one exception, and that is for Switch players. I don't know what Nintendo's deal is, but they just don't like to play nice with others, and cross-platform on Nintendo Switch is very difficult. Many games have troubles getting cross-platform compatibility with the Switch. So if you're looking to play with someone who plays on a different console than what you play on, I would try to avoid buying this game on the Switch because it looks like probably there will not be cross-play with the Switch. I will say though, I don't know for sure. There has not been an official statement. I just know in the past, games on the Switch don't generally play well with games from other consoles. So the best chance of having cross-platform compatibility would be to buy it on a different platform and hope for the best. All of that being said though, I play on the PC and I'm definitely looking forward to doing some multiplayer live streams with you guys. So if you want to play with me, PC is your best bet. That's where I'm going to be playing. But hopefully they will have some cross-platform compatibility. So if you play on Xbox or PlayStation, hopefully I'll be able to play with you there too. All right, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's look at those screenshots. Okay, so the first one is the thumbnail image from this video. That is Lucas Stabilizer. I don't know why I didn't think to include Lucas Stabilizer on my original list, but this one is a definite no-brainer. The truck itself is owned by Feld, but obviously it's heavily sponsored by Lucas Oil. I have to say the graphics have got me so excited. The lighting is superb. The reflections on the chrome and the truck, the stadium, the sky, it's all so very well done. I love this image. I'm so glad to see Lucas Stabilizer in the game. It's one of my favorite trucks. I'm super, super stoked. This is gonna be awesome. Next image is of the desert track that we now know is Death Valley. We've got Gravedigger jumping over Thunder Roarus from the same section of the track that we saw Blue Thunder jumping over Gravedigger in the trailer. And in the background, we have what looks like a white Dodge Ram pickup with a blue racing stripe down the middle. Could that be? Yes, indeed. That is Raising Cane from Raising Cane Monster Truck, or RKMT for short, which is awesome and confirmed that there are, in fact, non-Feld owned trucks in the game. Again, bolstering my hope that Avenger's in the game. Please, please let there be Avenger. In fact, in the next screenshot, we're gonna see another of Team RKMT, Ice Cream Man. And that leaves the door open for some speculation. There are some other members of Team RKMT that include Exterminator and Wolf's Head. I kind of have my doubts that these two are gonna make it in the game, but you never know. They are on Team RKMT, and obviously they worked out some kind of a deal with RKMT to get Raising Cane and Ice Cream Man in the game. So you never know. Maybe. In this screenshot, there's also Sparkle Smash, which we already talked about a little bit, Thunder Roarus, and another truck right here. It's got green rims, which is leading a lot of people online to claim that this is Alien Invasion. It could be. In fact, I would say that it's a strong possibility that this is an Alien Invasion. But to me, that shell actually looks a little bit more like NEA Police with like the white chrome, not the blue chrome version, than it does Alien Invasion. I don't know, that's just me. And then of course in the foreground is Zombie flying onto a previously unseen portion of the Death Valley track. I'd also like to point out that there is these weird crane looking structures. They're in the trailer as well, but on the Alaska map, and I'm not sure what purpose they serve other than decorations. And indeed, they do give off kind of a Burning Man type psychedelic vibe in this image. I don't know, they just seem to be all over the place. They gotta do something, right? Okay, so the next screenshot is Alaska, and you've got Max D flying off of a ramp with all kinds of crazy pyrotechnics going off. Again, an excellent render. I just love the visual style of this game so far. In the far right of this image though, you'll see Thunder Roarus taking the low road, followed by the Monster Jam stunt truck, which you can tell by the triangle-shaped headlights here, and Sparkle Smash behind him. There's actually one more cheeky little monster truck hiding behind some of the sparkles that I'm pretty sure that's just Raising Cane again. But if any of you guys have some different guesses, let me know. I'm glad to entertain any kind of ideas, but I'm pretty sure that's just Raising Cane. Okay, the last two screenshots I think are my favorites, and really just from a content creator's perspective. Michelle, if you are watching, please give us the tools to allow us to create some cool screenshots like this. I love making these kinds of images for my thumbnails, for wallpapers on my screensaver. So if you could, please allow us to have some of these tools in game so that we can make cool shots like this, cool action shots. That would be awesome. That being said, here is a really cool action shot of El Toro Loco coming up on 2 wheels as he drifts around a corner in Death Valley. Again, the way that light bounces off of the front of El Toro Loco is just so awesome. I think this is the Unreal Engine 5 at work here. I know Unreal Engine 5 has got a lot of really cool lighting technology incorporated into it. We've got some motion blur here on the tires and on the ground in front of the truck. I'm not sure if that's an in-game effect. I know like Forza Horizon 5 had some motion blur effects in their photo capturing tools, but you know, it could just be some fancy Photoshop work done in post. Either way, very cool screenshot. I like it. Picasso. Wow. And last but not least, I think this is my favorite screenshot of the bunch. This is a muddy Megalodon whipping around the corner in what I presume is the Colorado track. I love this environment. The fall colors, the trees, the mud. It makes me want to buy a Jeep and just move off to Colorado. Behind Megalodon, we've got Ice Cream Man again and more of those weird crane things. This time not as psychedelically colored, that's okay. More motion blur effects on Megalodon, and really as somebody who's made a lot of Monster Truck thumbnails, I'm getting a really strong Photoshop vibe from this. Not that it's a bad thing. The shot actually looks fantastic, but I'm just trying to determine how much is directly from the game and how much is touched up to look nice. I'm going to take Michel on his word that all of this is in-game footage. None of it is CGI. I believe that. But there's some things that you do for hero shots like this to make them look a little nicer, and that's fine. That's totally fine. All right, that is all that I've got for today. What are you looking forward to the most? I know for me, man, I am just stoked to see the roster grow. 66 trucks is going to be so awesome. I'm also looking forward to seeing more environments like the stadiums and arenas. We've only really seen the one that Megalodon was in, and it looked like it was maybe Colorado or Utah or something like that, somewhere out west. But I'd like to see some more arenas, see some more environments that the arenas are in. And definitely I would like to see some actual video footage of that Colorado map. That's going to be so sick. I will definitely report more information on Monster Truck Showdown as it becomes available. For now though, as always, stay tuned for more Monster Truck content. And hey, we'll see you guys on the flip side. Later!